I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be back, as y'all can tell. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope y'all having a fantastic Valentine's Day. If you're not, hopefully you have one within the next 30 to 45 minutes while we're going live on the live stream. So I'm gonna put this blurb about me so you can read a little bit about me. But the way we normally start off our show is um, we use a comment section to introduce ourselves, right? So in the comment section below, more than likely you're watching on your phone, right? The majority of people are watching from Facebook. Hey, Leilani, that's one of the moderators, by the way. You're more than likely watching from your phone. So use the comment section to let me know where you're checking in from, and let's go ahead and get started. Jacqueline, I'm doing good. I feel great. I'm happy to be back on the live stream. Was I was out for what last week, and then my schedule was all over the place. So I'm happy to be back. This is one of the more fun parts of content creation, getting to be on the live stream. So I'm happy to be here. We have Rebecca in the house. We have Happy Valentine's Day, Danny. I'm happy you're back here. Nick from Kansas City, congrats on the championship. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I want to say that. Congrats, Nick, to you and your team. I'm assuming you're a Chiefs fan. Rebecca in Richmond, Kentucky. Charlotte, North Carolina in the house. Alberta in the house. Happy V-Day. Tampa in the house. Missouri. Everybody's from Missouri. Okay. Hey, Jackie. Fort Myers in the house. Nebraska in the house. I'm happy y'all missed me. I'm happy to be back. I'm grateful that I get to do this. Thank you so much. Johnnon, sorry. John checking in from Arkansas. Atlanta in the house. John, what's good? I see the Hawks get up. Brett, yeah. I took a week off. I'm happy to be back. McRae from Columbia. Any chance you remember my name? Taylor? Is it Taylor? That's my guess. Wisconsin in the house, York, Vegas. Marcia from Kirkland, Washington. Nice to meet you. I'm back. The what hurt? The break or the game? Oh yeah. I wasn't pulling for either team either way, but congrats to the Chiefs for team. Congrats to your team. Happy Valentine's Day. Delaware in the house, Maine in the house, Pennsylvania in the house. Congrats. Philly, Washington, Indigo Lane. Okay. Never received a book from you. Was I supposed to send you a book? Your first time on. Uh, what's up, Sarah? What's up? Happy to have you here. Did you hear what you felt? I like that line. That's a cool line. Taylor, yeah. I remember your name. When people come on the live stream, I remember you. Yeah, I do my best to, like this is building a community. We do this at a minimum 3 times a week, unless the show is canceled. So we get 2 or 3 times a week to, come together and talk. So I try to remember names. Yes, I'm happy to be here. And likewise, Leilani. And Jacqueline, this is a live stream. We're going to be talking about the Valentine's Day rules. I have 3 Valentine's Day rules for you all. It's not my favorite holiday. Valentine's Day is not my favorite holiday. And this is a day that it upsets a lot of people, with social media and seeing if you want to be in a relationship and you don't like being single, the chances of you really feeling single today are really high because it's Valentine's Day, right? So I'm going to talk about a couple of Valentine's Day rules today. You never remember me? No, I don't remember you, but let me know where you're from again. Likewise, appreciate you. Lithonia in the house, Massachusetts, Arkansas. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Brittany, happy to be back. It's 6:20 here in California. It's probably 9:20 on the East Coast. Yeah, 6:20 over here. 6:20 over here. Dana, I appreciate that. I was a topic of your Taco Tuesday dinner convo. Hopefully you said good things about me. We're live East Coast time, 9 o'clock in the morning, Mondays, and Tuesdays and Thursday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. Because most people are on East Coast time, even though I'm in California. All right, and needless to say, all right, so Lindsay, we're going to talk about it, the Valentine's Day rules. All right, so the very first one, and look, this is stuff that I made up, right? I made up these rules. It's not evidence-based. It's not in the DSM. And this is not medical advice anyway. I can't, legally do that. But these are some rules that I came up with to help you all navigate Valentine's Day. And it's the end of the day, but this could be helpful, right? See, I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day either. You should be appreciating your partner no matter what day it is. You should. I agree. I think every day is Valentine's Day, That's what I think. So from depression, you help keep it alive. Brittany, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just a part of your journey, but it was you who did that. All right. So Karen, I appreciate you. I have a couple more ADHD videos because I'm getting a lot of requests for ADHD and women content. I've done that before, but it might be time to refresh that content. So I got some ideas for you all. The number one rule of Valentine's Day mental health rules, right? The number one thing is don't compare yourself to anything you see online. All right. This is really hard, right? For all of us, because we all have our phones, right? And more than likely, if you're taking a break off of your phone and social media, somebody will come up to you and say, "Oh, did you see this? Or did you see this person? Or did you see this couple? They've been married for 20 years, or this is so beautiful." Boom, boom, boom. I Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Valentine's Day, I do like seeing relationship content online because when I watch it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. But it means different things for different people. And if you're coming from a place where you really want a relationship and you feel sad about it, this content could be triggering to you, right? So if you're watching, keep in mind the algorithms, right, that we all know and love. And the majority of people who are watching here, you're watching because you watched one of my videos on Facebook, right? And when Facebook rules came out, right, the algorithm found you. You more than likely you were interested in like ADHD content, women with ADHD, parenting with ADHD, male mental health, depression, anxieties. There's many reasons that you all found me, right? But it was an algorithm. So you must have seen one video and then you kept watching more and the algorithm kept giving you more of my videos, right? So I'm happy. I'm grateful for the algorithm because without that, I don't have this live stream and we can't do this. On the other hand, if your algorithm is set up for you to see a lot of relationship content and a lot of love and relationships and engagements and proposals and weddings, then today could be a really hard day for you because if you go on Instagram, that's what you see. TikTok, that's what you see. Facebook, that's what you see. YouTube Shorts, that's what you see. So today could be a good day to take a break from social media. And we all need breaks every now and then, right? But you don't want to compare yourself to anything you see online. You don't know if people are really happy. We hope that they're happy. But you can see somebody online post this extravagant, what's this thing that we see? Like we'll see I'll see women post like a bed with like roses everywhere and like the guy went all out and the rose petals are like leading from like the bed to like downstairs and then you go outside and there's like a brand new car, you know. I'm like, these are some over the top celebrations, but if that's how people celebrate, I'm happy for them. But if you're coming from a place where you're struggling to appreciate yourself on a day like today, it can be really difficult to watch those things. So there's a simple solution. Don't watch it, but you may need something to distract you, right? So hanging out with people, right? Celebrating the day. It's not just a romantic, type of love. You can celebrate it with other people. So I do want to mention that. And Jacqueline says, oh, the book. Where's my book at? Oh, I don't have my book today. The housekeeper cleaned it. I need to go find my book. I don't like that. But Jacqueline said page 200 in the book. So if you do have the book, page 200 in the book is perfect for embracing the single life. Let me get to some of these comments. Self-love. Yeah, every day should be a self-love day. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm the camera's rolling, but every day should be a self-love day. Betsy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Taylor says, a rule for me, I don't need a holiday to do something special or expect it from a partner. I agree, and for me, I don't like Valentine's Day. I guess when I get a girlfriend, I don't think I'll ever celebrate it. I'm the type to want to celebrate. I'll rather do something on February 17th to throw people off. I don't like doing things when everybody does it, but that's me. Brianna, nice to have you here. We started at 9. Well, it was like 9:15 East Coast time. I was a little bit late tonight. My bad. Jonathan, watching the distance content put forth into the world. I'm depressed about polar, and you've helped me understand signs internally. Coming from wow, Jonathan, my guy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I forget that the content is helpful, and this is a great reminder. This makes me want to make more content. Thank you, Jonathan, and I appreciate this. Thank you so much. I love to spoil my loved ones today and every day. Yeah, every day we can spoil our loved ones. My husband and I don't really celebrate this day alone. We appreciate and love each other every day. Yeah, media has. Yeah, like I said, I've seen the videos where, like, the girl gets proposed to. She goes to Dubai. She gets like a brand new. I mean, that's great, but I don't think that's realistic. feel like this pressure on Valentine's Day for those that are in relationships is not an important holiday to me, so I don't want to feel like I have to do something. Yeah, Christina, I like that point. When you feel like you have to do something, it's not authentic, right? You're doing it because you're like, oh, I guess I should do this. I think I should do this, right? It doesn't make it authentic. Thought I was married. Y'all thought I was married. Am I married? What was the? When did I get married? No, let me know. A week. Let me see. Trish says easy to say don't compare, but this is literally the worst one I've ever had. But yeah, Trish, no, you're right. So when I say it is easy to say don't compare, and I do feel for people who you open up your phone and all you see is relationship content. It's gonna make it really hard. So I'm not a fan like, oh, just don't be on your phone. I mean, be on your phone, but can you do something else actively? Kind of like somebody who, let's say, you're struggling with addiction, right? If you struggle with certain substance, you remove yourself from that environment where you're not reminded of how you used to be when you were doing that substance, and instead of doing that, you're engaging in, healthy things like working out, spend time with people who a movie night at the house, right? A movie night at the crib with people that you like, or FaceTiming an old friend. That could be a good way to distract yourself from being on the phone, right? Let me see. I would love to be healed from my narcissist ex, but here I'm single and traumatized. So, hey, look, Mandy, all of us got a little bit of trauma, right? Life makes us collected like infinity stones, but I will say this: there is power in saying that, hey, like, I'm not over something yet, right? I'm still working on it, because then you've owned the situation and it puts you kind of in control of it, right? You can kind of be in control of your healing journey. It doesn't have to be you're at the mercy of how you feel every day when you wake up. That can put you in a lot of pain. And let me see. What's rude? Oh, I didn't get the rude thing. Okay, all right. The comments. Nicole says it's my husband's birthday today, and it surprises many people that I choose to celebrate his day instead of Valentine's Day. Nicole, I think this makes regardless of what you do, Nicole, I think you're a wonderful person, but that makes sense to me. Like, a birthday is, to me, it means more than Valentine's Day, but this is still a holiday that we have. It's a chance to celebrate love, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to be romantic, but this makes, for me, Nicole, this makes perfect sense. Anger, Jackie, can somebody in the Discord put that down? Anger would be we've talked about it before, but it wouldn't hurt to do it again, right? I told my husband I try to do special things for you every chance I get, so I hope it doesn't bother you that I don't really do the Valentine's Day. I still worry that it might mean something more to him, and he's just too nice to me. He's disappointed. So the good thing here is your intent is pure, right? So feelings may be hurt, right? But you have a good intention, right? So you're coming from a pure place. And I actually like the fact that I like this scenario, because a lot of times we think that Valentine's Day, when people are upset, it's the girl who's upset because she's looking at relationship content. But Valentine's Day is also a chance for the guy to have something done for him, right? Or it can be a different type of relationship, same-sex relationships, all that stuff is cool, right? But if somebody, regardless of sex, doesn't feel appreciated on Valentine's Day, we have to acknowledge those feelings, right? But it's I think it's so cool when you let somebody know how you're feeling. Like, hey, I try and do things for you every day, and I don't really do Valentine's Day, and then you can see whether it's an issue or not. So regardless, Alex, you're way closer to the solution if there is a problem, But clear communication, normally, clear communication will fix a lot of problems. I'm single because of my ADHD. Max, I've been. Oh, I'm single now. I don't know if it's because of my ADHD, but I I see statements like this, Max, and like I joke all the time. I like to keep this like conversational, but I don't really. I'm not the biggest fan of that statement, because ADHD is just a part of who you are, and you can find a girl or a partner, or somebody that you want to be romantically involved with, who doesn't hold this against you, right? But we're still educating people on ADHD and all kinds of different things. So we're making progress when it comes to, dealing with ourselves and other people when it comes to mental health, So I don't want you to think that like ADHD or anything is going to be like, blocking you from finding your person, I just want to say that. Anna says, I just broke up with my boyfriend of 2 years because I realized I'm not in love anymore. Okay. Miss him so much, but I know it's not fair to either one of us. But I've never loved someone so much, but not been in love. Ooh, this is quite deep for a Tuesday night. But this is real, and I appreciate you sharing this with us on the live stream. And this is difficult because when we were in third grade, right, you could look at somebody and say, "Oh, you're cute. You like me. You can be my, girlfriend or whatever, or a person." But now that we're older, it takes a lot to make a relationship work, And this is a really difficult situation. So, Valentine's Day could be really difficult when you have things like this. So, I think it's really important to be nice to yourself. Cabrina says, as a single mom on Valentine's Day, I went and bought my daughter some balloons and we watched movies and made cupcakes. All right, so we're gonna give Cabrina a love of the show, right? And I'll tell you why. So this is a good way to spend Valentine's Day, right? Nothing wrong with spending with your partner, right? If you have one. But for people who don't have one, I think this is super cool, right? It's a holiday, right? We're celebrating love today, so it doesn't have to be romantic. I just learned that like a couple years ago, right? But it doesn't have to be romantic. And you going to buy some balloons and watching movies and making cupcakes with your kids, that's a memorable day, right? Because normally, you gotta do homework, whatever. But you made the day stand out. So I think this is a fantastic way to celebrate the day. And it doesn't always have to be in a romantic, context. So I'll give you a love of the show because I like this. I enjoy being alone and not lonely. Becky, I like that. Yeah. She gets the first love of the show. So like on Braden, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You're MVP as well. I appreciate that. Let me read this and I'll go back up in the comments. My husband's ADHD has created challenges, but we work through them. Through the years, I've learned to recognize when issues are from his condition and when it's something to actually work out. So this is another love of the show right here. I guess this is the part where we start giving them out. All right. But the reason why I like this is because, like, the term, like, people just throw out the term "I love you" all the time. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yeah, you break up with somebody. Okay, I love somebody else. What true love? Look, I don't know what true love is, right? But if you would ask me what true love is, I would say that true love is when you care for somebody, right? And they mean a lot to you. When you see their flaws, and you're out in the open in public with people, right? You're always trying to cover for them. You don't want them to be embarrassed. Like I got your back. Like that's true love. Like I really have your back, right? People say, "Oh, I got your back," but when the going gets tough, or when you're struggling with something that is difficult to admit or whatever, right? Or it's a secret, and somebody knows that. When somebody protects you and they cover you, like that's love to me. That's love, right? And that's what I'm seeing right here, right? She can tell that her husband's issues, some of it is from ADHD, but she's not going to be like, you're so slow, you're so lazy, I hate being married to you. We have to pay late fees because of you. That's not what you say, right? But when you're out in public, you protect that person. That's I think that's true love. That's true love. So grateful that I have a husband that helps me through my hard days, reminds me to take my meds and supports me in all mental health situations. So I love the show to your husband. He's not on the live stream, but I love the show to him. And I'm gonna read the comments. I'm gonna go up this way, but Brett, I'm across the room on my AirPods using you to buy them right now. This is great. Buy doubling on my live stream is always allowed. It's always allowed. Hey, how are you doing, by the way? And let me go up right here. I got my 5-year-old son a little chocolate heart for when I picked up from PK. Oh. Get to his girlfriend. He got a girlfriend. That's cool. Like when you're 5-year-old, that's what, pre-K, first grade, pre-K. Oh, you said pre-K right here. Never mind. But when you're a kid and you have like a girlfriend, or a boyfriend or whatever, it's so much cooler because like it's such a big deal. Like, oh, this is like when kids have like little crushes, it's a cute thing, That's so true. It doesn't need to so this romantic love. I spent this afternoon with my friends and it felt great to hang out and have fun. Plus, I received a free cookie from one of my students and felt so loved. So a double of the show to your students, and also to you as well. Missy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I'm surprised you're not married. You seem to be 20 and counting marriage. Oh, okay. No, this makes me genuinely laugh. No, whenever should I get married, I hope to be like my parents. They've been married for 33 years. It'll be 33 in June, so I hope to be like my parents. But marriage is it's a huge commitment. It's a huge commitment. You got to take some steps there. I never even got to the fiance stage, so just have to girlfriend and whoever comes after that. Honestly, my husband and I don't even celebrate any of our anniversaries. We're happy and we know we're lucky to have each other. The date doesn't matter. That's how my brain thinks. But that's because I forget anniversaries and birthdays. So I have to use my phone and things like that. But Jacqueline, that's how my brain thinks. That's how my brain thinks. And Brian, appreciate you, my guy. Thank you so much. Today, one of my kindergarten students said their mom, dad, and oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Look, Madeline, people grieve in different ways. So I don't know if I can even make a joke. I mean, hey, respect, and rest in peace to your student's dog. I got a dog myself, so now I'm sensitive to hearing about things that happen to pets. I'm trying to cut myself some slack around myself. Right. And Kitty, that's why community is so helpful. Sometimes we need people to help us do that, right? And yeah, like Ryan said, having a supportive and protective partner is a cheat code of life. And I know this because sometimes people have partners that tear them down. And I'm not saying that automatically break up, but figure out how to love your person or it's not gonna work. All right, and the second rule of Valentine's Day, somebody already alluded to this, but the love doesn't have to be romantic. You know, that's the second thing. The love doesn't have to be romantic. It can be with friends. It can be with roommates. Like the lady who watched a movie with her kids. That's a sports notification. My bad. The lady who watched the movies with her kids. Like your kids will never forget that. It's the little things. And as I'm getting older, I'm more thankful for. Like I like little things more than like big things. If that makes sense. Like a thoughtful text or like, oh, I know you love the Titans. Boom, boom, boom. Like stuff like that goes a long way. So it doesn't have to be romantic, right? But you can show love in different ways. And Lena says, marriage is a whole other level of commitment. Your priorities change, and you share a world with another human being. Then add children. Yeah, and that's why I'm not married. And yeah, I'm Dr. Cody, but I'm still kind of anxious and I do believe marriage is the biggest decision that you'll ever make in your life, should you choose to do that. So you gotta take your time with that type of stuff. And right now, I feel like I'm pretty good at making videos. And hopefully we can work on the relationship stuff later on. But one thing at a time, one commitment at a time. One day at a time for my ADHD brain. My 5-year-old son is my Valentine. Respect, respect. And let me see what Leilani and Kendra said. I feel like true love is seeing someone experiencing the real hard things life has to offer, and they still decide to lean on you and you on them and work together instead of doing the easy thing and calling a loss and walking away. Yeah, and sometimes you do have to walk away, but choosing to commit to somebody when you see their flaws, yeah, I would say that's love, right? Because it's easy to be in love with somebody when y'all are at Disney World, right? You're at Disney with your partner and the kids, or maybe just you and your partner. Who has a bad day at Disney? I've been to Disney twice. I've never ran across Disneyland looking at everybody's faces, and I've never seen anybody upset. Everybody's happy at Disneyland, Disney World, right? So in those situations it's going to be easy. But when your partner does something that pisses you off or offends you, are you able to forgive them? When you see them for who they are, like all their flaws, like can you still love them, right? Can you still commit to that? He just turned 5 and we can have a go. Happy belated birthday. He'll start kindergarten in September, but they both have crushes on each other. Me and the other I think is cute because they both blush when the other one's name comes up. No, Kendra, I kid you not. I'm not gonna go off on a tangent, but I thought about this the other day. I'm like, kid love is the best type of love. You know, like a lot of people right now. If you, let's say you're watching the live stream and you have a partner and you enjoy Valentine's Day with your partner, your wife, your husband, your person, right? A lot of times, even your person may not give you that feeling, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like life is not about butterflies and that feeling in your stomach, but when you're a kid and you have a crush, like it means everything to you. Like, it like that girl, whoever his girlfriend, like that's his world right now, and he's only 5. I think that's cute. That's cool. And Joy, yeah, that's the second point. A single person can definitely celebrate Valentine's Day as well. I think we're all celebrating it. You know, I mean, I'm trying to get people to celebrate it, but just look at it from a different perspective. Trust us. I remember that the day is to commemorate Saint Valentine, who married people despite the persecution. Love even when others think otherwise. Love those who think they are unlovable. Love you despite what you think of yourself because you deserve to be loved. Yeah, this does love the show, and it's good to keep that in mind because sometimes we look on TV and then we'll see like AirPods half off. Give your partner the gift that they've always been dreaming about. And Valentine's Day has become a bit commercialized, but companies got to do their. They have to run their companies. So nothing against them. We just have to know how to navigate it. Trish says it's the first one separated, so it's tough. So thank you very much for going live tonight. You know that makes me happy. Trish, you saying that makes me happy that I get to do this. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And it is tough when you're separated, especially on these days. So it makes a difference to lean into your community. With PTSD and ADHD, my husband, 15 years, gives me a teddy bear for Valentine's Day just for the loss of my son. Sorry to hear that, Sarah. Very sorry to hear that. My husband never met him, but he is there for me when I need him. Not sure if this is bad to say, but we don't say we love you the time we do give each other hugs every day. He's my Valentine. And look, Sarah, there's nothing wrong with saying, not saying, I love you. This depends on how you show love, right? If you show love in a nonverbal way, that's fine. Some people do need to hear it. I think I'm one of those people who needs to hear it. But then again, I grew up in a household where neither one of my parents said I love you until I was like 15 or 16, but they loved me and my parents did everything for me. But, we came from that old school African, environment where we didn't say things like I love you. Like the only time I saw a parent telling a kid I love you was when I would watch like Lifetime movies. I'm like, oh, American parents tell their kids I love you. But I didn't know that I love you something you would say to your kids, right? But I knew my parents loved me, but it did help to hear it. But if you don't verbally say it and you have your own way of showing love, as long as it works between you and your partner, I think that's pretty cool. Love is shown and presented differently towards every individual, like how you interact differently with each person to make them feel welcome or important. Yeah, I agree. And for those of y'all who do have the workbook, in page 22 talks about the little things, and page 88 is self-love. And self-love, I do want to say real quick about self-love. Self-love doesn't have to be this whole extravagant aesthetic. Oh, self-love is just sitting there with yourself and saying, you know what, the person that I am with my flaws, like I'm good. Like I'm good with me. Like I lack nothing, and I'm good as I am. Right. And then of course you go out and pick up the pieces, and you get the things that you want: relationships, business partnerships, whatever. Right. Lindsay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And Lana says, I think Valentine's Day is a good opportunity to show love in all the areas of your life, to yourself, your family, your kids, your friends, your partner, and to God. Yeah. Lana, you could run this live stream, and yeah, and look, it's hard on a lot of days, right? And for those of us with ADHD, self-love can be, because that's when I think of the times that I struggle with self-love, I look at it from like I rarely think about ADHD throughout the day. I never think about it. Like I know I have it, but I don't think about it. But when it comes to self-love, sometimes I do think about it because I'll forget my wallet here, or I'll have to drive back around like, damn. And then the negative thoughts start to come in. And then that's when I have to like say the positive affirmations. My love language is giggling and being silly. If I can't do that with you, then I'm not comfortable and truly happy. It's important to have someone you can be your complete self with. Christine, you're right, and you would think that that's common knowledge, but sometimes, we may want to people please, to get certain people around us. So I think every day we're working harder to become ourselves, if that makes sense. John says, I don't know what self love even looks like. Not to be a Debbie Downer, just an office place. All right, so John, nothing wrong with that. Hey, we're gonna help you out here. And it's not that you're a Debbie Downer, it's just that you just don't know what self love means. But like I said, self love is just saying that I'm good as I am. You know, and for guys, not to be stereotypical, but I'm good as I am without making another dollar. I don't have to provide. I don't have to make, whatever people like us for doing. If we can't do that anymore, like it's still enough. I think that's a simple way to put it. But it takes this self love thing is like it's a lifelong journey. It's not something that you decide to work on February 14th, and then March 1st you're there, right? So you gotta be nice to yourself. You gotta be nice to yourself. And it is time for the water break. Anybody drop the oh Brett knew, and Brett dropped the magic word in the chat. All right, so cheers. If you're new to the live stream, the water break is the time that we get the chance to drink some water because we forget to drink water throughout the day. And I've been underhydrated today, so I'm going to use this chance to drink some water. Right, so time for the water break. All right, y'all. Big cheers. Big cheers, everybody. Get some water in or whatever beverage you're drinking. Big cheers. Cheers. No. Like, I definitely needed that. Like, I kid you not. If today wasn't Tuesday and we weren't live streaming, I would not have drunk that bottle of water. And Kendra's jug, I think the house, I need to see where she put it, but I'm behind on water today, so I needed that as well. All right, let me try and go up and get some of these comments, and I'll put the last one in. How do you take your own self-affirmations work stick when you're having one of those days and struggling? So, Nicole, what I do is now when I wake up in the morning, all the time, I tell myself good things. I say, Coach, I'm proud of you. You're talented. You're creative. People benefit because you're here. Like I talk to myself in a positive way all the time. But on the days where like I'm behind, I forget to do things. My to-do list is super long. I just breathe because sometimes I'm moving so fast I can't even think. I'm like, oh, I forgot this. So I just take a break and sit down, maybe for just like 2 minutes or maybe even a minute. Sometimes you're going so fast you can't even like catch your breath. But I'll just take like a minute or so and just breathe, and just look at what I'm grateful for and tell myself nice things. So sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I will say negative things to myself, but I'll catch it. I think we'll all kind of default to the negative, right? So that's why you have to like counteract it with the positive. Let me see what John's saying right here. Let me click Liz first. Love isn't perfect. There will always be ups and downs. It's how you work through those together in a relationship. And to make that work, you have to love yourself first, value yourself. I agree. John says, it is what it is. I just need to learn to stay off social media on this day every year. Seeing everyone I know showing off how happy they are in their relationships when I struggle to get dates. When I do get into a relationship, it never lasts. And I think my lack of self-love and the ADHD plays a huge part in it. Could be true. I'll get to that in a second. I self-sabotage in ways I don't even see. The way I was raised, being told I'm worthless almost daily. I don't know how to just exist and be content. All right, so John, I do need you to understand that number one, and I'll get back to the third point in a second, but let me talk about this real quick because it's top of mind. Number one, you're not going to fix this issue overnight. I just want to say that so that way you can hopefully just breathe for a second. You won't fix it overnight, but you can take a huge step to go towards the right direction today. And it starts with reversing what people told you. Whether it's a teacher telling you that you have ADHD and you're spaced out and you can't focus in class or you're worthless, or whether it's your parents saying it or whether it was a girl telling you that or whatever. It takes years to reverse that, right? But I want you to, and hopefully you come back to the live stream. But I want you to write down 3 things you like about yourself. Don't worry about getting the workbook right now. Write down 3 things that you like about yourself and say those things to yourself every morning. And you have to be your biggest fan, right? So right now, I wouldn't even worry about a girlfriend or a partner. And if you have to stay off of social media on Valentine's Day, that's fine, because it gets wild with the algorithms. I talked about that earlier, where if you're feeling lonely, you're gonna get all the lonely videos. They're just gonna keep hitting you, or all the videos where people are happy in relationships to make you feel 3 times as lonely, right? So it will take a while, but you can make that intentional effort to switch things around. And the people here on the live stream, we believe in you. I believe in you, and it's important to start stacking up the wins, because when you start to appreciate yourself, before you know it, you'll find yourself in favorable positions, and before you know it, people will start to be attracted to that energy. And like even me, like right now, like my place is all over. I got goldfish. I got all kinds of stuff out here. I got old water bottles, so my place is kind of a mess right now, but this doesn't represent me. I'm gonna get this handled in a second, whenever I get the time to get to it, right? Or after the live stream. But it's important that you don't let your current situation define who you are. But I think having people who are beneficial to you in your circle, it'll go a long way. It'll go a long way. So I hope that's helpful, John. I really hope it's helpful. And let me see. I got so many small ones this weekend. Congratulations. And I also got my car registration thing done too. So that's a big win for me, because I was months behind. How do I know if I need to love myself more or if I need to change myself more, i.e. weight? So we all should be working on loving ourselves regardless, right? But if you ask yourself that question, it means that there could be an opportunity for you to love yourself more. And when it comes to the weight, that's up to you. If you like how you look at that weight, that's great. If you think that other people want you to drop weight or something like that, then it becomes negative. But if you want to lose weight for yourself, then I would say most definitely go ahead and do it, and tap into that. Kels, I appreciate you. I'm happy you could stop by as well. Thank you so much. Let me get oh, Jacqueline, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Sometimes the live stream may not send out to everybody. I'm not sure. It should be sending out to people. Maybe I need to look into that, but I don't know how that works. I just hop on the live stream. Yeah, me too. And for the water break, Pepsi, Kool-Aid, maybe you got some wine, whatever you're drinking it'll work. And by telling yourself positive things and then doing them, right? Confidence comes from repeated self-achievement, right? You do small things over and over, you stack up the wins. You believe in yourself a little bit more. Christine, the more you vocalize your positive attributes, the easier it gets and the less. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like my mom thinks I'm crazy because I refer to Georgia and the East Coast as the old world. Because here in California, I've created a world for myself where it's only positivity. Even that's why we have moderators. If somebody's being mean to somebody in the chat, we'll block you and we'll pray for you. If you're a praying person, but I'll block and pray for you. And I don't play about my mental circle. If it's negative, it has to go like fast. It's helpful. It gets just a bad day. Always says V-Day and my B-Day are always super bad mental health days for me. And John, there's nothing wrong with admitting that, and it's just a start, And Valentine's Day has been a day that has stumped a lot of people, and I was in New York talking about that on NBC. And the suggestion I gave them was, if you feel like you're lonely on Valentine's Day, try like a Friendsgiving. Around Thanksgiving, we have like a Friendsgiving. So you can get people at the house, or maybe just, hang out with a couple of buddies, and just enjoy each other, right? It doesn't have to be romantic, but I've been there as well, John. Even before I knew how much ADHD affected me, I've been there where I've had a couple of Valentine's Day horror stories. It's crazy. I don't have that much time tonight, and I want to keep going off on tangents. But real quick, and then I'll put the third point in. Uh, one time I was back in Georgia, but the girl I was talking to was in Alabama. I sent flowers to her house on Valentine's Day, and then she posted some flowers on Instagram, but it wasn't the flowers that I sent her. And then I like an hour or two later, I got the notification that the flowers that I sent her had been delivered. And then she was like, "Oops." She posted somebody else's flowers on Instagram. I'm like, "Oh, she must be talking to another guy," you know. But like I look at it and I laugh. Like that's funny to me, you know. But at that time, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. I was like, "What's going on?" It was not funny. Um, and Leilani, Kendra, everything is positive and cool over here. I haven't seen anything negative, you know, at the moment. Brett says, it took me a long time to realize what I brought to the relationship and how I deserve more than what I was getting back. I'm still all the positive, wonderful things that was then, and I'm improved. Yeah. Oh, that missed first part of Brett saying. But you know, it does take a long time to sometimes realize what we bring, you know, and especially as guys too. Sometimes I feel like as guys, we just think that we are what we provide, or at least that was my issue. So like, you know, it's taken me a couple of years to work on that, and I'm still, you know, working on that. I do have tons of love for those around me. I always check on my friends and family to make sure they're okay. I wish it was two-way road, but it is what it is. That's one positive thing I can say about myself. I have a big heart. All right, so John, think about check this out real quick, and then I'll put the third point in. But think about all the people that you pour into and the people that you check on. After you check on them, so John, just try this next time. Do like a little social experiment. The next time you check on a family member or a friend, look at how their face lights up when you're like, "Oh, you good?" Just make sure you're okay. You'll see their face light up like, "Oh wow, yeah, thank you for asking." So if you could try that for yourself, that's an instant mood booster, and it's free. It's free, you know. So, but I know you're on a journey, so you don't have to get it all back in one day. You know, we're gonna work on it progressively. And the last tip right here, drop this in real quick, and I'll get to some of the questions. Being single beats being in a toxic situation. This right, this, I should have started. I should have started the live stream with this one, number one. You know, and these are not in any order, but being single is way better than being in a toxic situation. There's folks right now, and I'm not saying that I'm happy that this is happening, but there's people right now who are driving to dinner and they're going to spend two, three, four, $500 on a dinner and a couple $100 more on bags and gifts and purses and iPods and whatever, right? And after today is over, they're going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to hate each other. What you see on social media is not real, you know. And I'm not saying that I'm happy that some people are in relationships where, you know, they don't like each other, but that's just the truth of the matter. So they'll post on Instagram a Hummer or a Range, whatever, you know, or they'll post like a Valentine's Day date, but like they'll post like the person's hand in there with the you know, I don't know what it is, right? But you being at home, not having the full context, you'll be like, oh my gosh, you know. And I mean, what happened to me? I'll look at somebody like, oh wow, like that. I respect that guy. Wow, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. Oh, he's killing it, right? But who knows what's going on behind the scenes? And I'm not saying that I want bad things to happen behind the scenes, right? But you never know somebody's ultimate truth, right? So being single is way, way, way better than being in a toxic situation, right? It's all about perspective, you know. And until you look at it from that perspective, because if you don't, you might be really upset. Like, dang, like I'm really out here alone. Like it's really Tuesday night, and I'm really about to wake up by myself and go to bed by myself, right? You know, so I think it's really good to put things into perspective. Kenny says, one time I did get Valentine, it had someone else's name. He sent it to two girls and mixed. Kenny, these are funny stories. These are hilarious stories, right? These are hilarious stories. And Johnson, I'm so happy to have any semblance of support. Oh no, John, you didn't take over the live stream. This is what live stream is about. It's not. No, you didn't take over. You know, but you said something that you think you didn't. Something like you You thought you didn't deserve it. And look, this the reason why, John, the reason why I'm spending so much time on you is because when I'm doing this, like I'm doing a show, so it's gonna benefit the other people on here as well. So it's not just you, but I feel like we're all getting better from talking about this. But it takes a while to understand that you deserve certain things. And like I think we all struggle with this in some capacity. Because even for me, like I have to sometimes remind myself, I'm like, oh, okay, like so invited me. Oh, Instagram invited me to the. Oh, okay. I guess I belong, right? And sometimes I'm in situations where I'll be speaking at a panel. Like I'll go to a panel and they pay me to speak, and until I speak, I'm like, hold up, am I supposed to be here? Like I'll think that, but I'm like, all right, let me stand up straight, get my words out, lean back, appear confident, and just talk. People say, oh, you did such a great job. The whole time I'm like, oh, like I was thinking in my head, like I'm not sure if I should be here, right? So that is a normal feeling, right? And we can't believe every single thought that comes in our brain, but that's why when you have people who support you and remind you of how cool of a person you are, it goes a long way. And like it goes a long way. Like having a community goes a long way. And Nicole says, "Look, you probably aren't waking up or going to sleep alone. There's probably some." You're right. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. It's funny because the first sentence, you're like, "I'm not going to sleep alone." I'm like, I wonder who here. But I'm like, oh, the insects. Yeah, I had to kill a spider the other day. I was freaking out. I was freaking out. Mickey Ficky. My relationship with my daughter's dad was the most toxic and abusive. I hated Valentine's Day for nearly 6 years when I was with him, but now I'm able to enjoy it. So sorry that you went through that, but it's all perspective, right? If you see that, okay, now I don't have a Valentine's, right? But I'm way happier. Then at the end of it, like it worked out for you, right? Um, obsessed with who? Let me see. You're important too. Is not. Oh yeah. No. I appreciate John weighing in. And that's why I do the live stream for the engagement. When people put comments in there, we're having a real conversation. Like numbers are cool, but the engagement is what really keeps the show going. Hope the spider in my wall feels a week. Ashley, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hopefully, no, I'll be a good husband one day. I like to think so. I think I'm a workaholic, but I'll fix those issues. I'll find some balance. What's your number one way to have a little self care after a long day mentally? Let me answer this before live stream is over. Your number one way. My number one way to have a little self care day after a long day mentally. So somebody said chocolate. And actually, while Kels has dropped this question here, use the comment section to answer this yourself. But the number one way for me to have a little self care day mentally. All right, so this is how I'm going to answer it. I can't do this every day, right? But in a perfect world, if I've had a long day, I would love to come home, stretch because I'm sore from the gym, stretch, and then have some chicken and rice and one Twix bar. Not too many Twix, but chicken and rice, one Twix bar, and I would love for there to be a sporting event on TV. Or like a show to watch. Like when I was watching Breaking Bad or Outer Banks or whatever, a show that I could look forward to. So I'll probably say some chicken and rice, and then cookies from Tender Greens, chicken and rice, cookies from Tender Greens, one Twix bar, and a show on TV, or maybe the Lakers are playing. Like if I can get that with some sports on TV, I'm good. I'm like if I can get that, like I'll be chilling. I'll really be chilling. Let me see. So Becky says nice dinner. Okay. Christine says tea. Okay. Okay. And then discount candy. Okay. I agree. Once discount, it does taste better. Chocolate. Okay. Okay. And Valeria says, having a great day. I'm surprised with chocolate. Then he gets mad later and calls me to see. Oh, sorry to hear that, Valeria. Very sorry to hear that. And then, you know what? Oh, so Trish, funny you mentioned this. My dog is at the dog sitter. I took her for a 1 week break, and I miss my dog, but I'm having such a great time, just like not having a dog. I do miss her though. I do miss her. Um, yeah. So Jenny, you know what I mean by the workaholic comment. Um, I love the show right here. It is something to definitely celebrate. And let me see. I'm sure you may be about this, but could you make touch on substance abuse a bit? Oh yes, I will make some more videos on this. I tend to lean on weed or sleeping meds. And look, there's nothing wrong with this, John. And like some people don't know that there are some medical benefits to CBD, and even for THC, like marijuana, like there could be some benefits to it. So there's a reason why you do it. But if you want to stop, and there's benefits to stopping it as well. You got pace yourself. But I will make more content on that. You gotta pace yourself. All right, Riley. Yeah, sure. Get your question there real quick. While I look at some comments. 7 years. Congratulations as well. And let me see. Sudoku is some music. Okay. Other ways that people like to do self-care, skincare. Okay. Chill with your pet. That's a good way. Music and good food. Yeah. It's funny how we go to food to relax. I didn't want to say food. I wanted to say something else, but I was trying to answer the question honestly. Peace, quiet, and let me start reading books. Epsom salt or bubble bath with a little glass of something. I'm imagining you get in to the bubble bath and you get the perfect drink and like you drop it. You're like, oh my gosh. Mickey Ficky. Um uh let me see. Yeah, Riley, get your question in real quick before I end the stream. I do want to answer your question. Do you actually have ADHD? Riz are extremely available? Oh yeah, no, yeah, I do. I do. That's what and I don't mean to talk about ADHD the most because I want to talk about everything, bipolar, depression, schizophrenia, everything. It's just that I have ADHD, so I'll have an ADHD thought or I'll have an ADHD moment throughout the day. I'm like, oh, this is content because I'm actively like forgetting things. I'm actively paying late fees and all that stuff. So like it just happens naturally. Um, Jenny, I'm gonna make content about this week actually. So for everybody who's been messaging about ADHD and women, this would be a good week for you. Really, really good week for you. I can't see Riley's question. Let's see, I eat my peanut butter and fudge frosting and watch peanut butter and fudge frosting. When I first read that, I'm like, that's kind of weird. But like the more I read it, I'm like, oh, I think peanut butter and fudge frosting. Like I'm craving that right now. Peanut butter and fudge. I said fudge. I'm see. Self-esteem. I don't. What I'll say about this is community and self-affirmation. Like, think of yourself as having main character energy, right? And uh, all right. I'll use this example. I don't like to get political on here, so I like to stay away from politics. But I had a friend tell me, and he was not a Trump supporter, but he would watch videos of Donald Trump, and it made him more confident. He would look at how he would say things, and I'm like, that makes sense. Like just having that main character energy. And I'm not trying to make it political, but operate as if you're the star of the show, Ajwa. Like have that. I'm not telling you to go political. I'm not saying good or bad, but I'm just saying when you say things with confidence, right? And if you want to make it even, the president before Trump, Obama, one person's Republican, one person's Democrat, but both. I would argue that a lot. There's a lot of similarities that people don't see. You speak up upright. No, you stand up upright. You speak with authority, and then when you walk around, people, oh, I grew up around different. Like she carries herself like she's some type of hot shot. I think she's a hot shot, right? And over time, people start to believe you. So this positive affirmations, I can go a long way. Christine says, a nice shower and give myself a mani pedi followed by a painting or a puzzle. Okay, I'm not sure what a mani pedi is. Manicure, pedicure, I think. Okay, okay, sounds good. It sounds good. Now, let me answer Riley's question. All right, how do you help someone close to the loss of a friend? My sister's friend. She knew since elementary. I'll be there for her. All right. Um, so this is tough. I would say just being there for somebody, and understand that we don't have to have all the answers. Like I have had 3 patients, die by suicide, and I don't have the answers, And I remember what meds they were taking. I remember the scenario. I remember everything, but I wasn't able to. I did my best, right? I did my best, and it wasn't enough. But I didn't judge myself. Maybe a little bit initially, but like I learned not to judge myself. Nobody's responsible. Um, that's too big of a burden for one person to carry, right? So I think just being there for somebody goes a long way, And then if you know what your sister's friend likes, right? Like let's say her love language is acts of service, and she's been isolating in a room because she's been sad about losing her friend. Then you can go out of your way and like do things for her, go help her clean her apartment because she's been depressed, or small things like that can go a long way. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Yeah. And hopefully that Liz, hopefully that example made sense. Yeah. Because one thing we do here, we just don't do anything that divides people. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to talk about it, But when my friend gave me that example, I'm like, you know what? When you talk to people or anybody who is powerful, right? So politicians or whatever, sometimes I don't know if I don't know these people. I don't know if they're confident, but the way they say things with authority, I'm like, hold up. I think I believe this guy, and you might not even know what they're talking about, right? But saying things with authority or having people speak life into you, that's the key, So having people say, oh, you're a good person to be around. I appreciate you. Oh, you're cool. And then saying that to yourself over time, it builds up some confidence, And then I do think self-esteem is really important because we talk about gaslighting and manipulation. When your self-esteem is like in check, it's going to be hard for somebody to run circles around you, because you operate by a set of rules, guidelines. You say, okay, I don't do this. I don't, take time. I don't betray myself to please other people, So hopefully that helps. Best tip for stopping anxiety. Oh, I got a video on this. I don't know if I posted it yet. Sometimes anxiety, you do have to go seek professional help, Stella. But I will say that being present, just being present and being grateful can help out with anxiety, or finding something to distract you and to bring you to the present moment, And John, hey, I appreciate you, man. And this is why I do this live stream, and when people get vulnerable here, it means a lot to me because even though I love doing the live stream, sometimes we can go through the motions like, oh, Tuesday, I gotta go live. Like that's not how I feel. But anything they do with regularity can become monotonous, So getting real, getting real engagement from people, it means a lot to me. So I appreciate you, and I hope tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow will be a better day. Like what we're doing now. Tomorrow will be a good day. Tonight will be a good night. This week will be a good week. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to go and have a good day tomorrow, right? All right. Do a dance. All right. It's weird without music. I think there's some music on. All right. Okay. All right. I do have to go, but before I go, let me let me take a picture of this. I do want to post some content on autism and on autism just in general, especially adult autism. So that's a good reminder. Rome, I will have that in the lineup list. All right. And this is a quick rundown of all of the different rules I had. So we will be back Thursday 9:00 East Coast time and 6:00 California time on Thursday. So we'll be back then. I do have to run, but I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And bring the questions next time. Bring the questions, bring the energy. I can't wait to engage. And I can't wait to see you all then. Peace. Love y'all.